name is Bahistullah and I'm your English teacher at Peshawar Model School Boys 2. Today I'm here to teach you the grammar portion of your book exercises from Unit 1 to Unit 4. This is your book of Class 8 and Class 9. From this book, I will teach you the grammar portion of your book exercises from Unit 1 to Unit 4. So the first exercise that we are going to discuss is on page 9. So please open your books on page 9. So here we have a grammar portion. The first topic, that is noun. So first of all, before we do the book exercises, I mean the fill in the blanks in the words in this exercise, I will explain you the topic that is noun. So first of all I would define this, and then besides this, as related to the exercise, we have different kinds of the noun. So first of all I will teach you about the noun, that what is a noun. Dear students, you may have heard many times about the noun, about the definitions of the noun, but still there may be many students who may be getting confused while understanding this term. So I will give you the very simple definition of noun, that noun is a naming word. By this I mean that everything that we can see, we can touch, or we cannot see, or we cannot touch the name of any idea. So every that thing which is existed in this universe, or in, for example, there are all those things that we cannot see at all. So all those things, they come in the definition of noun. So noun is used as the name for the person, for the animals, for the things, or for ideas. That is noun. After this we have many kinds of noun. So in those kinds, the first kind that I am going to teach you is concrete noun. Now what is concrete noun? Concrete noun is the name of any that noun that is physically existed and that we can see, that we can touch, that we can smell, or that we can hear of. For example, blackboard is a concrete noun. I have a chalk in my hand. This is a concrete noun. So all those things that we can experience with our five senses is called a concrete noun. The second kind of noun, we have abstract noun. So before going to the detail, I would tell you that abstract noun is completely the opposite of concrete noun. What does it mean? It means that abstract noun is the name of an idea. Abstract noun cannot be touched, it cannot be seen, or it cannot be smelled or heard of. We can only think of abstract noun. I mean, it is the name of an idea. For example, love, poverty, sadness, all these are the examples of the abstract noun. Now the third kind is collective noun. Now what is collective noun? As from the name it is clear to us that collective noun means the collection of anything. For example, it can be defined in these words that collective noun is used as the name for the collection of for a group, or for the collection of things, animals, or people. For example, committee, team, staff, army, police. These are the examples of the collective noun. And one thing more, that collective noun is always used with a singular word. For example, Pakistani team is the best. So collective noun is always used with the singular word. Now the fourth kind of the noun is countable noun. Countable noun is that noun that we can count into numbers from 1 up to thousands, millions, billions, or whatever. So we can count countable nouns. From the name it is clear. For example, a chair, 1 chair, 2 chairs, 3 chairs, 4 chairs. So this is the example of the countable noun. The last one, we have uncountable noun. Now what is uncountable noun or incountable? So uncountable noun is a noun that cannot be counted. We cannot count it. We don't have any numbers of the countable noun like 1, 2, 3. For example, water, sugar, air. So these are the examples of the countable noun. Now, as I hope that you may have understood all the definitions and the examples of noun and the kinds of the nouns. So I would tell you that to please come to the book and open your book at page 9. On page 9, you have the exercise that is grammar, and below that you have a noun. We have to do the exercise related to the noun. So, exercise A. Change the following sentences from singular to plural or from plural to singular. This is related to the singular and plural of noun. Before we do this exercise, let me give you a little detail about the singular and the plural. You know that a noun is a noun can be changed to singular by adding s or es to the end of that noun. So that is the way. So for example, here we have a book is a good friend. This is a singular sentence, and here we have got two nouns. The first one is book and the second one is friend. And we have also article and a singular verb. Now we will have to change this sentence to the plural form. But for doing that, we have to follow the certain rules before. First of all, you have to, for example, to remove a from the sentence. For example, book, add s with the noun book, so it will become books. If, for example, when it becomes a books, so definitely you will have to use are instead of is. For example, books are. So with are we cannot use article a, as article a is used with the singulars, and already book is a plural. So books are good friends. Friend is also a noun, so we will have to convert it to the plural form by adding s with the noun friend. So the books are good friends. The second sentence is a small car is a great vehicle. Again, here again we have two nouns. The first one is car and the second one is vehicle. So we will convert this sentence into the plural form like this. The small cars are great vehicle. The third sentence is it's a bit different, as it is already plural. Now we have to change it to the singular one. For example, are the students in the classrooms? Students and classrooms. We have two nouns here. Now, and we have a plural verb that is are. So, as the rules that we follow for converting a singular sentence to the plural, the same rules can be followed. How? For example, first we have to make the noun to remove s from both the nouns. For example, students will become student and classrooms will become classroom. After this, we have to use the singular verb, and no other changes will be made in the sentences. For example, are the students in the classroom? So the singular sentence will be is the student in the classroom? The fourth one, these glasses are not for those women to wear. So the singular form of this sentence will be this glass is not for that woman to wear. The fifth one is the brush is under the chair. This is a singular sentence. We have to convert it to the plural one. So it will be converted like this. The brushes are under the chairs. Now I hope you understand the lecture. Now come to page 10 of your book. Exercise B. Choose whether the following nouns are concrete or abstract nouns. So I have already taught you about the concrete noun and about the abstract noun, that it is physically existed and it is the name of an idea. So choose whether the following nouns are concrete or abstract. So we will have to choose the nouns. Either a noun is a concrete noun or it is a abstract noun. The first one is love. So from the name it is clear that love cannot be seen, it can only be felt. We can only think of it that it's a feeling. So love, it is an abstract noun. The second one is book. Book is a concrete noun. The third one is girl. So it's also a concrete noun. Intelligence. It is related to your mentality. I mean, it is also an abstract noun, and as intelligence cannot be seen, it can be only thought of that it's something, for example, it's a quality. The next one is mouse. It's also a concrete noun. Loyalty. So loyalty, as you know, it's related to your mind. Loyalty is an abstract noun. The next one is laptop. It's concrete. The last one is peace. Peace is also related to your mentality. So it means that peace is an abstract noun. On the same page, we have exercise C, which that is, choose whether the following nouns are countable or uncountable. Also use the words in sentences of your own. The first one, now we have to differentiate here in this exercise. Either a noun is a countable noun or it is uncountable. So the first one is coffee. We can't say that I have 2 coffees or I like many coffees. No, coffee is uncountable noun. It cannot be counted. Coffee is uncountable noun. Tea is also uncountable. Boy, we can count 1 boy, 2 boys. So boy is countable, and the remaining, so students, the remaining you have to do in your homes, and also use these nouns in your sentences. Exercise D. On the same page, come to exercise D. Fill in the blanks with a noun. Use each noun only one time. Chairs, information, hair, luggage, and furniture. So here we have some countable nouns and some uncountable nouns. You have to use these nouns in the given blank spaces, but each noun should be used only one time. The first one I do for you, that I don't have much dash. It's just 2 small bags. So here it is related to small bags, so it is related to luggage. I don't have much luggage. It's just 2 small bags. So the remaining you have to do at your home, and I hope that you would sincerely and properly do your homework. On the same page, come to exercise E. Now this exercise is related to your collective noun. As you got collective, it is used for the group of people or things. So as I give you the example of police, army, committee, staff. So complete the following sentences by using the following collective nouns. The first one is flock, herd, swarm, bucket, and gang. You have to use these collective nouns in your sentences. I do the first one. A dash of locusts attacked the crops. So a swarm of locusts attacked the crops. You have to use the collective noun in the blank spaces. Okay, 2-1. A dash of birds is always a beautiful sight. Now, see here that what comes here, it also, we have to put a collective noun from the list given above, that a dash of birds is always a beautiful sight. So, Q. So the second one is a dash of birds is always a beautiful sight. So here comes a flock of birds is always a beautiful sight. The third one is they welcomed the chief guest with a bouquet of flowers. The fourth one is as we drove down the countryside, we saw a herd of sheep grazing in the fields. The fifth one is the gang of thieves has been arrested by the police. Now turn your pages and come to page 11. Nouns that change meanings in the plural form. Yeah, here it's also an important topic that we have many nouns that when we use them in the singular sense, so it gave us they give us the different meaning, while when we use the same nouns in the plural form, so they change their meaning. For example, singular arm means part of body, like this. And when it comes to the plural arms, so automatically the complete meaning is changed. It means weapons. The glass, when we use it in the singular form, so it means a drinking container. I mean glass that we drink water in. And when we use the plural form of glass, when it becomes glasses, so it means glasses for eyes that we wear. The singular of content, it means that in a state of peaceful state of mind, being in a peaceful environment. But when it comes to the plural contents, it means that the things that are included in something. For example, in your book, on the first page of your book, you can say that course contents. The singular of spectacle is a visually striking performance. When it comes to the plural form, spectacles, it means a pair of glasses. Okay students, in the very last on the same page, I mean on page 11, in the very last, we have the last topic of this exercise, which is noun phrase. First, I will tell you that what is a phrase. Phrase is a group of 2 or 3 words which does not have a subject and which does not give us a complete meaning. That is called phrase. For example, now when it comes to noun phrase, so what does it mean? The definition is already given in your book, that a noun phrase is a group of words which functions as a noun in a sentence. For example, a noun phrase consists of a noun in a sentence, and the 2 or 3 more words after the noun is called a noun phrase. For example, springtime is the most beautiful. Number 2, beyond was a green and pleasant valley. Now we have to do exercise G. Pick out noun phrases from the following sentences. The first one is, I expect our team to win. No, here we have to pick out the noun phrase. So here the noun phrase is our team. This is the noun phrase in this sentence. I told you that a noun phrase is a group of words which functions as a noun. As we have got about adjective phrases and adverbial phrases, same like those phrases, the noun phrase is also a group of words which consist a noun and it functions as a noun. The number 2, do you know his age? In this sentence, the noun phrase is his age. Number 3, your coming poses poses a problem for us. You are coming. This is also, and we can also say that poses a problem for us. It's a noun phrase here. His parents hoped for his success. So in this sentence, the remaining 2 sentences I leave for you people. Hopefully you will do these 2 sentences in your home. So that's enough for today. God bless you. Allah.